Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, everybody. Mr. Andrew Holness, I prepared a list here of 5 things I think the average Jamaican would want you to know. Okay, number 5, the housing situation. In St. James, for example, there was a housing scheme being released by the government, NHT, which young people were pumped up and they were excited. They tried, they applied, they went to the office, they bombarded everywhere. The truth is, 99% of them didn't get through. Most of the houses went to older people, and people who had houses already, until it was investigated and some were removed. So people are disappointed. A lot of young professionals, 30 years or so, they still live with their parents. Not that they cannot afford a house, but if they do so, they will not be left with anything from their salary. Nothing at all. The average house payment may be 50,000. The average car payment may be 50,000. So with a good salary, professional salary of 120,000, that will leave them with $20,000 to spend. So my suggestion to you, sir, is that you find some land where people can buy at a reasonable price and they can take their time and build. But in our estimation, the housing institutions, the banks, the landowners and the developers, they are all in collusion to put people on some ridiculous payments which are not feasible for the average person's salary. Okay. Number 2, a good salary of 100,000 or 120,000, which is the price of a cake, it can hardly do much in terms of living a substantial life and taking care of one child. It is very difficult. Very, very difficult. As I said earlier, the average car payment may be 50,000 and the average house payment may be 50 to 60,000. That leaves you with nothing. Okay, so thank God most Jamaicans are resourceful. They are very resourceful and they find ways and means to hustle a dollar on the side. And we have to give thanks for that and thanks for their genius and creativity. Number 3, sir. When you go overseas and come back, it is embarrassing to me as a Jamaican to be practically searched down to the bone at customs, while other people of other ethnicities walk by freely and my suitcase is being ripped apart and opened and everything I bought is being opened to full view of everybody. When I work hard and I send a barrel from overseas, I go to the wharf, it is the same exact thing. I have to remove every single thing until, like the lady told me, she can see the barrel bottom. And to me that is very embarrassing, because if I had personal private stuff in there, it would be to the view of everybody. Number 2, sir. This country is all about who you know and what you know. Clearly seen, right? I'm sure everybody can attest to this, that people get jobs, people get good jobs based on who they know and not what is in their brains. And I'm sure you watch the news and there have been scandals that you know about which unqualified people have held good jobs until something bad happened and it came up for scrutiny. And when we see that, we are so disappointed. We are so disappointed. The last thing I want you to know, sir, the last thing I want you to know, and it's the number 1 thing, most people, especially young people, would leave this country, not that we don't love our country, at the first opportunity. Even to other small Caribbean countries, one chance and they are gone. Even to North America, even to some places in South America, any opportunity they would leave, because sometimes the future seems very dim, very dim for those of who live here. For those of us who live here. So, your Honorable Prime Minister, I hope this video gets shared. I hope you get to see this and you will understand the regular man. Thank you very much.